So thank you everybody for coming this evening. This is our second Lithas Tea Time edition. So the Lithas Tea Time is just a chance for all of us players to get together, talk about what's going on in the game. We're going to have opportunities for us to meet players in the game, people you may have seen names of but have never actually had a chance to hear them speak or hear a little bit about their story or their journey playing the game. This evening we have the lovely Lovey joining us as our guest speaker, and so she'll be talking in just a few minutes about that. Just to get it out of the way, housekeeping, so if we can remember that to keep our language PG in accordance with the official Discord Bloodlines Heroes of Lithas terms and rules. We are recording this evening as well, so we just want to keep the content PG-13 as well. So we do have a chat going on here. I just want to, emphasize everybody's opinions and thoughts on topics are very valid, and we'll be reading those out as well. So feel free to type in the chat if you have any comments about the topics that we're talking about this evening. All right, and so without any further ado, our guest player this week is Lovey. And so Lovey, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening and agreeing to be a speaker. And we really just wanted to take a few minutes just to get to know you. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your journey here in Bloodlines Heroes of Lithas and what's that looked like.
Thanks, Autumn. I'm actually from New Zealand. I'm one of the Indigenous of New Zealand, so I'm a Māori. I live in the top part of the North Island. It's a beautiful country to be in. I've been playing Bloodlines since the first day it opened. I suppose I was free to play back then, and back then there wasn't a lot to do because it had just started, so you end up making all these alt accounts just so that you can carry on playing. I think the first guild I was ever in was called Freaks of Old, and none of those players are left playing now. But and then we merged. We had a server merge, and I'm not sure if anyone remembers. I think Ron will remember Gillis.
Oh yes, infamous Gillis.
Yes, and they came on. They were on our server with that merge, along with Veritas. So when they entered our server, they started headhunting the players, and I went to Veritas, and everybody else went to Gillis, because we heard a lot of stuff about Arius that used to be the guild leader there.
The
original. That was quite interesting. The original. And then we merged in the end with Gillis after Arius left, and we became Valorius.
I definitely remember Valorius.
Yeah, it was quite a while back. And then we kind of when they did the whole GC server, when the servers could join different guilds throughout the platform, we all moved, and I went to back then it was called Woven Souls, but the original was Southern Souls. I can't remember. Vexium was the guild leader there, and she was also, she had just lost the guild and stuff, and one day she just said, I've had enough, and all of a sudden I woke up and I was the guild leader.
Ta-da!
Yep, ta-da! And I've been the guild leader ever since. And then, of course, beginning of last season, we merged with Tribe of Dragons. So we became Wolves and Dragons.
Wolves and Dragons, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
come up against each other a few times playing?
Yeah, yes. We have some great battles. And I actually also play in 2 other guilds. I play in Sparkings under the persona of Wolf of Sparta. And I also play in a little guild called Tisula under the guise of Saint Chaos.
Oh.
So I can be playing 3 DCs at once sometimes.
You're a very busy player. 3 at once is really ambitious. My hat's off to you. I've done it a few times myself. That is not for the faint of heart.
It keeps you up late at night.
Yeah, trying to remember which team you're on and which color, who you should be moving.
Yeah, it's a lot easier if we're all the same color.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, when you log in and you just don't know what your bearings are, that can be a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so the developers and Theo this week had mentioned that they were interested in some player feedback with regards to what our thoughts are on the new Eye of Abyss 2.0 revamp, the Annihilation Frontline. So specifically, they're kind of looking for what your thoughts are on like the difficulty of the mode, how you thought like the customization of like ramping up the difficulty was, and that's for anybody in the audience as well. If you wanted to put any comments about your thoughts on this, the new event that rolled out this week, they are looking for feedback on that.
To be fair, I didn't play it very much on any of my accounts because I really didn't enjoy it. And because we had the time-consuming farming event that was on as well, you spent most of your time in there trying to get through to the end. But I did try. Sanctum Grove. But I did. I did play the attack one and the defense using the three things, and I did realise that you had to change your sprites on every round, so jumping in there with no sprites.
So that wasn't obvious for sure.
But to be fair, I like the old Eye of Abyss.
Okay, 1 vote for reinstating OG Eye of Abyss.
Absolutely.
Rug said he liked the simplicity of Eyes of the Abyss more. The air pots were better, obviously, on Eye of Abyss 2. And that being said, it's a good attempt that just needs some tweaking. Okay. Is there any suggestions on how it could be tweaked as far as customizing it we can feed back to the developers to see if they could ramp up either the difficulty or the complexity of it? Mario liked it. He said it was a fun event. Go ahead, Lovey.
I didn't play it enough to be able to really comment on that, on the Eye of Abyss, the new one. But the old Eye of Abyss, you were really just competing against the ones in your server, and I suppose it would be pretty hard for those who have fairly dead servers. But the rewards that you got, especially the hair potions, especially for the free-to-play players, they're quite hard to come by, so it's hard to upgrade your champ without them. It's hard to get bigger without them. They're kind of the things you need, like the bouquets and the rings.
Yeah. Nightcrow said, go ahead.
No, carry on.
Oh, I saw a comment from Nightcrow. He said that he thinks that they need to remove the limiter. Mario said, I think it made you think about what you were using and how to implement it. SK Canuck, I didn't know what I was doing. I clicked and I hoped I was doing everything right. That is an excellent strategy. I highly recommend it myself. Nightcrow, or make it like Eyes of Abyss, where the timer goes up and the boss gets stronger over time, so it doesn't go on forever. Those are all excellent suggestions. I see SK Canuck is also typing something else, so I'll just wait for that as well.
I just think people want to do damage, and the better they get and the bigger their account gets, the more damage they do. I don't want to have to think about 3 stars here, lose some shields, 2 stars here, lose some offense. Just let me build my account, and the bigger it gets, the more damage I do. That's what I want. I think they made this to try to be fair, but they're favoring the biggest players in the game that have the most sprites. And I didn't think it was very fun, because picking my sprites was sloppy. You could pick the same one twice on one mode, but not the other. They don't gray them out once you've used them. So I think this event is kind of a failure. It's not fun. For me, it felt like work.
What I hear you saying is, since it's a new event, there's room for improvement that can be tweaked. So those are some very good suggestions that we can hopefully get back to them about tweaking it to take in some of that information. Nightcrow said stars are okay. It gives a different take, but ultimately bigger players should get more rewards.
I care that it's fun. It's not fun. For me, watching my numbers go up as I grow is fun. More damage, more fun. Because this is basically part of the daily routine now. And it's people are going to be asking for a skip button in a month.
Yeah, and if it's not fun, people aren't going to play it.
Yeah, definitely the fun factor has to be ramped up.
I really believe that everyone who likes an event likes it for the rewards and doesn't like actually participating in the event. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, that's why we played the Sanctum Grove, right? Because how long was that going to take you? I mean,
yeah.
And then you get to the end and you've killed the mage, and you've still got to do another 50 fights to kill the warrior. But in between, you're getting that mage one coming up all the time. I mean,
SSR, we're just talking about the events this week, specifically about the new event, the Annihilation Frontline, and talking also about the Sanctum Grove and the 200 levels that everybody had to grind out. Any thoughts about the Sanctum Grove event that we were just discussing?
Like the rewards.
Like the rewards? Okay.
Yeah,
Happy with the rewards?
The rewards were good. Yeah, the rewards were good. But if you get... I think if you get to 200, like what's that other event? The Frosty.
Yeah.
Frosty Fortress.
When you finish to the end, you can carry on fighting, and you're still collecting roses. So if you've gone all the way to 200 on both warrior and the mage, there should be a way of collecting more roses so that you can carry on fighting and catch the ones at the top. Otherwise, the first one to the end almost.
Yeah, that's a very excellent point. Rug says he concurs with your thoughts on that. Definitely. Like, why in the Frosty Fortress you can keep collecting, but in Sanctum Grove, womp womp, when you hit 200, you're done.
Yeah. So you end up not going on there at all.
Yeah, we would like to see that. We would like to see if we're going to actually put the work in to grind 200 levels on both of those bosses, that we can continue to reap our hard-earned rewards for more rewards.
I mean, one of my guildies from Wolves and Dragons finished it on the first day, and then he goes, well, what do I do now?
Finished it on the first day.
He did.
Wow.
That was quite a grind. Because he thought, I can keep on going and I'll keep on getting roses. I can try and get top of the leaderboard. But he got to the end and went, well, what now?
Yeah, it looked like whoever got to the top of the leaderboard, unless you were going to keep collecting roses, also had a bit of an advantage. And Crow said the leaderboard top rewards were okay. I think I didn't make the top, but looking at them, they seemed okay. SSR Gigalon, thanks. It seems this event is not open for new servers, right? Perhaps my levels are not high enough to be able to see it. Okay, that's good information to pass along. It looks like the new servers have different events maybe happening every week.
SS, if you loved Farmville, you'll really love Sanctum Grove.
Something to look forward to. Oh, Mario said he did. You hit level 200 on the first day as well. Wow, we've got some super overachievers in the audience tonight.
If I could say something, if you spend $5, right? You spend $5 for auto planting, and you use your gems, you can easily clear this thing for free. Except you have to spend the $5.
Spend the $5, make your life a little bit better.
That's how you have to look at it. You're spending $5 for like 15 compasses, all the lava rocks, and a bunch of chests. Because you'll just keep planting, fertilizing, collecting, and then your character will be strong enough to just destroy the two guys, the wizard and warrior.
All right, I think we've discussed this week's events, and I was going to move on. I noticed that we had something on the official Discord that Molly had put out. It's called Guess the Next Adjudicator. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put in the chat a photograph of the mystery adjudicator that's going to be released next week. And I'd like to get everybody's take. Who do we think? Who do we think the new adjudicator is going to be based off of? Oh, thank you, Nightcrow. Here's the, it's on the official Discord. You can guess. So if you don't want to give your real answer, we understand, because there are gems that can be won. But just out of curiosity, what does everybody think might be? Oh, Mario is going with Necrosa, so you're going to think it's going to be the...
No change.
That silhouette looks like the Kojiki, not even one of the adjudicators or guardians.
I mean, let's maybe eliminating who we don't think it'll be based on the silhouette. I don't think it's going to be the
Spider Clan?
The Fate. It's not, the spider.
Definitely a male, so...
Rug says it looks like you,
it's
Rob,
gonna be
the big ragu.
That's not an appropriate story. It doesn't paint me in the best light.
I mean, it could be Etheron because of the I don't know if those are stones or something around the outside.
Yeah, it could be.
Unless those are leaves, then it could be Idris.
I might lean with you, Lovey, on that one.
Well, it has to be one of the two originals, right? Otherwise, everyone's going to be really angry about those chests that we've been buying that have...
the Necrosa. The Necrosa and Etheron. Yeah.
The Void Guardian, I reckon. Yeah, so if anybody hasn't been alerted, there is the event going on the official, and you can definitely go and put your guesses in and hopefully get some gems to win. Any
other news coming off the official Discord? I know there was a patch, I think.
Yeah, there was a bug patch that fixed, apparently, the Soul Keeper could kill the boss that I guess some lucky people figured out.
I wish I'd known that.
I did not know that. I was trying to feverishly get a hit in before the patch came out so that I could test it. But I was not successful. I will openly admit that. Okay, SK Connect thinks that the new adjudicator...
It was not good for those who did manage to do it, so... You didn't miss anything?
It'd still be
it
nice
was
to
not
kill it.
good.
No, because it was the defense boss, and the point in that is to last the 2 minutes. So if you only
Oh.
got
Oh, of course. So if you killed them too early, you weren't
Yeah.
getting your full 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
All right. Well, I didn't realize it was just on the defense boss, so
If anybody recorded themselves killing the boss with the Soul Keeper, can you please give it to us? I'd like to make it a video. Soul Keeper Redemption.
oh, after the Soul Keeper, the other one you did.
That made fun of the Soul Keeper because it's not meta anymore.
Yeah.
I was just trying to see if Gnome is here because he was going to talk about his champ of the week. I
The
don't
Akuna.
see him here yet. Yeah, the Akuna Matata.
Kuna. I had that on my team for so long that before the Guardians stuff came out. Thought it was a great champ.
I found him
Yeah.
to be
Day.
a necessity in the Sanctum Grove event. He kept freezing the boss, allowing
Yeah,
my team to get the kill.
because the last Sanctum Grove they did, it was the stun, the ones that were doing the stunning that were the highlight of that event.
And
And
John,
this time around, this time around, you know, they changed up and it was the frost and the ice champs that were doing the damage. And
I was running the female Estrier that was freezing them, along with the Akuna and Elsa. So I had 3 frosts, and the female stone thrower was doing all the damage, and the female hoe was taking the damage.
and on the,
Yeah, you
I
see
think on the
Akuna.
warrior, I was switching out the hoe with Count. For the
You know, when they
front
named that
hand
shit the hoe, I tried to explain to Bobby Lee that that's not a good name to give that character for obvious reasons, and it just didn't translate well.
He did try to give them fair interpretive warning about the female.
Yeah, so now we just call them the hoe.
The hoe.
Yeah. I actually ended up finishing the Sanctum Grove with the female choir, the male Akuna, the male Corbett, Frosty, Queen, and the female Stone Thrower. So that got me across the 200 level finish line. That was a good comp. I also threw in the male Almat quite a bit, and occasionally the chair lady. Mm-hmm.
I threw in male helmet to finish mine off in the end, and I didn't end up having to choir through the whole thing.
Yeah, she
But,
was.
The female stone thrower, she was the highlight.
Oh yeah, every team was built around her. How to keep her alive longer.
Yeah.
But I also got to enjoy trying the 2 spiders. Like the female spider helped do some damage. And the way they have that set up, you can use the whole roster. They give everybody the same amount of power.
Yeah.
And I think that's fun, but we're in a pay-to-win game. So is it fair? Fun, fair? I'm not sure. I wish we could get away from some of the pay-to-win and try to keep it a little more fair.
Yeah. But the good thing, the one good thing about the Sanctum Grove is that you got to use the normal champs, you know, and they were the shining stars of the thing. You couldn't put in 5 Guardians and think that you're going to get all the way to the end or even past level 1.
Yeah, it
So-
was a bit like
and-
finding your old friends.
Yeah. And back in the day, I never ever played around with the F Stone Thrower, you know, and it was actually quite good to play with that champ.
I enjoyed it as well. I did try even. I will sheepishly admit I did pull out the male Travaine at one point and had to go with him.
That's going real old.
Yeah,
old
he
school, that
was
one.
like, he did quite a few good levels for me actually. It's like, come on, old pal, old buddy. Your heyday. Time to shine.
Yeah. It would be good to see a bit of a revamp on those old champs,
Yeah,
for them to
I
revamp them
really
a little bit. But
think
with
a
the
lot of us
Guardians,
who are
it's hard to
collectors,
do.
like, yeah, we don't want to see our OG champs like have to be used as fodder for creating adjudicators and stuff like that. We would like to see game modes where we can use our original champs as well as our, our newer adjudicators, and also like the ones that we grinded out in GC. Like for me personally, that was like one of the things that really made me try hard in Guild Conquest for so long, was I got a special champ for playing that game mode every season, and I feel like, they didn't treat us very good, us players that played GC for a long time, for those special characters, because they kind of made them obsolete fairly quickly.
Oh, the Bloodcraft?
Yeah, definitely.
I like how I have all these extra Bloodcraft shards, but none of them can be used to unlock. Oh, what's that one that you have to convoke for?
Ico.
Ico.
I
I have every champ but Ico, and I refuse to spend money to convoke her.
Amazingly, I actually have that champ, that Ico.
One of my guildmates dropped like $500 to unlock Ico, and it was OP for 2 days, and then it was trash.
Yeah.
It got like the super nerf.
All right, well, why don't we just go down the line? Ron, we'll start with you. I'm not sure if Noam's going to be able to make it this evening, but why don't you give us your favorite OG champ?
Oh, the female Ignis. When I started playing, she was part of the meta, and there was a second meta that had the male Tide Storm. And the male Tide Storm would shoot her with the chain and yank her across the screen. She would ult and then blast them in the face with a big fireball, and the other team would melt. And I would love it. It's like bing, 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 all done.
Yeah.
So, female Ignis.
Ping pong. Female Ignis. Okay, Lovey, you can choose any champ that's been deployed in the game. Your favorite of all time.
I think Escobar has always been my favourite ever since it came out.
The Fire Dog.
The Fire Dog. He just went straight to the back and taught.
Wait, he's not OG. He's like still relevant. Go back to the first generation.
She could choose anybody. You're gonna make her choose the first generation? Who would you have to choose, Lovey?
A first generation hero.
And also anybody in the audience. I see Rug. He says, I miss Sally Horn. More dwarves, please.
Oh, who was that other streamer? He used to love the male Sally Horn. Not Panda, the other guy.
Oh, not Rage Panda, but
yeah, he had a really good stream. He really broke down what the champions can do. He broke down the traits. His gameplay wasn't very good, but I loved his content. He really explained what every hero does, every trait does. He would test things in slow motion. Oh, I feel bad now. Oh, there's Noam.
I see that. If you want to put your hand up, Noam, and we'll see if Alenia can bring you up on the stage. I saw SK Canuck said, so in the end, we all rarely ever use their names and just use the nicknames. I am 100% putting my hand up, guilty of creating nicknames for all of the champs and never using their original names.
Well, you did use the female hoe. No one's forgetting that one.
I got that one correct. Thank you. Oh, so SSR said his favorite OG champ was Lionstone. Oh, Lion's Roar. Okay, Rug remembered the streamer's name. Lion's Roar.
No, Lion's Roar is somebody else. Belligerent.
Oh.
That's the guy. He was always kind of angry and depressed. That's how he did his stream.
He still had very good content.
Oh, I loved it. I used to wait for his stuff to come out all the time. Him and Rage Panda, they made great stuff. Very positive. I wish they'd come back to the community.
Yeah, they were excellent ambassadors for the community.
Not good at the game though, but they made great content.
No, but they had, yeah, I mean, the content is important, but the community is really important, and having people feel like they're part of something and playing something.
All right,
That's
Mr.
okay,
Note.
Levy. All right, so we are going to have Gnome go ahead. You can go ahead and unmute Gnome, and he's going to do his little segment here on Lithas Tea Time, where he gets to pick his champ of the week, and he's going to let us all know why this is such an amazing champ for us to have. Thanks, Gnome.
All right. Thanks for having me. We got a great champ to get into today. We're going to dive into male Akuna. So it's kind of one of those timeless champs that is even doing well to this day if you use them correctly. Sorry, I was busy tearing up my astrolabes. There we go. Oh, no. So I was going to dive into his abilities first and then kind of tell you about why he's so strong even this current day. So here he is on the Gnome account. I was using him in my Team 1 on the Grawl account for a long time as well. It was really fun. So one important part is his bloodline aspect is the Arcane Ward. That shares with other champs like Male Estorir, which we talked about last week. It ties in with Male Water and Sun, so you can get the tenacity team bonuses that are very, very important in this game. The strength you can get in other places, but that tenacity boost combined with gear is very important for late game. So let's talk about the passive skill. He's a mage, by the way. His passive skill is once per 9 seconds, he casts an icy ward upon the weakest allied champion, including the caster, for 3 seconds, reducing the allies' damage taken from ultimate attacks by 35%, recovering constitution by 5% of their max constitution per second. So 15% of max con, that's really good if you think of champions that deal with heavy max con. Void Guardian, Fate, huge with the max con situation. Male Estorir, who keeps upping his max con every time he uses his ultimate. So if you give him 15% over 3 seconds, that starts scaling quite a bit. Icy Ward cannot be removed. That's nice if you're going against Chair Lady. If it is cast when the caster is in Ice Phoenix form, they recover a total of 150 energy. I think that energy goes to the person that it's cast on. I don't think that it's on himself. But fantastic passive. The only bummer is it's once every 9 seconds. It'd be nice because it's a little quicker, but still, that's really great. His active, which I think might be his best skill, he shoots this ice zone in the current enemy's target direction. So if you have him in the P1 when he starts the battle, if the enemy doesn't have Mel Ascavard, he'll use his active towards the enemy's P1 because that's who he'll be auto-attacking. And it lasts for 5 seconds, which is a lot. It goes off at like the 4-second mark. It doesn't go off at the 2-second mark, sadly. Enemies within the zone take damage equal to 150% of the caster's strength per second. That's not important, but it's pretty good for the point when this champion was released. With the healing effect they receive reduced by 60%. That's the enemy. So enemy healing is reduced while in the zone for 5 seconds. That's great. There's so much healing right now that helps reduce that. If the enemy stays within the zone for more than 3 seconds of the 5 seconds, they'll be frozen for 2 seconds. Most important part, ignoring controlled immunity. That is worth its weight in gold, as we just saw in the last Sanctum event. Allies within the zone recover constitution by 150% of the caster's strength, and I think that's per second, because they do get quite a bit, or it might not be. If the zone is created while the caster is in Ice Phoenix form, allies' chance to take crit hits is reduced by 30%. That is huge. So that's every 5 seconds, or it lasts for 5 seconds. Great active. And then his ultimate is he turns into an ice phoenix. It does immediate damage to all the enemies. All the enemies, it doesn't matter. Equal to 650% of the strength, inflicting Arctic domain upon the entire battlefield for 7 seconds. That's a long time in this game. During this period, enemies will be frozen for 2 seconds when they cast an active skill. That means Queen of Frost, sorry, frozen. Count, who goes through control immunity with his active, frozen. There's also a 50% chance for them to be frozen when they use normal attacks. That's awesome. And that also ignores control immunity. So he's one of 3 champions, I think, that get through control immunity. Queen of Frost, Count, and this fella, Melakuna. He's great. And when he came out, it was a bit after Male Water and Sun, and everyone thought he was kind of the next mini Male Water and Sun. So you can see Male Water and Sun's right here. You have a whole bunch of great clans come out. And then right here, Melakuna along with the Male Spider, they were a great combo, female Kivak. So for those of you who deal in the history of like clan progression, it was a very solid point with a lot of good clans coming out at the same time. The game was really fun to play during that time. Still is, but you know what I mean. And so Moroth, his trait is Harsh Rhyme. When landing normal attacks, there's a chance to prevent them recovering any constitution for the next 3 seconds. It can't apply again for 7 seconds. So that's really good. Like when that procs, you can burst somebody down as well. So I have the skills in a video here for y'all. I'll play that real quick so you can see what everything looks like. And I know most of you know the Melakuna, but you can see 4-second mark there. He does his active. It freezes everybody, even if they're immune to control, which here's a big tip for everybody. Bunny, that's a popular sprite that everybody's using for their Harbinger in their back line. Well, that doesn't protect against Melakuna's active or his ultimate. So both are really awesome there. I want to show you his use in the Sanctum event that just happened as well. This lineup is thanks to Nightmare. I'll give full credit where credit's due. So you can see how I'm controlling this immunity to control mob through the Queen of Frost and then the Melakuna. And when you're fighting against Harbinger, when you're fighting against enemies that you just need to control the battle, having members like Melakuna here is really powerful because he's stunning this, he's healing your allies, he's reducing the crit rate of enemies. So you can see how he rocked during the Sanctum event there. And then I will show you him during Annihilation. So the new event that just came out, if you're having a hard time, you give up some damage, but if you have Count, Queen of Frost, and Melakuna, plus maybe like a healer and a heavy damage dealer like Harbinger, you can deal a fair amount of damage. You can see keeping this immunity control boss like controlled most of the battle. And the reason why I put Eldrasil in the group, Tree Guy, is because he uses his passive every time the enemy is crowd controlled. So you can see by having 3 abilities to crowd control, you can deal extra damage there. So that's that one. And then I wanted to show you Melakuna in action. This is a heavy punch down, but this is me fighting me. This is the Gruul account fighting the Gnome account. And I want you to see how many times enemies are frozen whenever Melakuna has his his ultimate in play when he becomes the Ice Phoenix. Like everybody is just constantly getting frozen all the time. One thing about his passive is it puts 3 ice shields around your ally, and that's really hard to see whenever you have Male Esther here in there, and Void Guardian as well. But you can see, okay, look in the enemy's back line right now. You can see people just popping. They're trying to use their actives, and they just get frozen. They get frozen. They try to do an auto attack, and that 15% triggers, so they get frozen. you can see I completely control this whole battle with just male Akuna for the most part, and then a little bit of CC elsewhere. But that goes kind of long. I wanted to let you see it in play. And then this was a really good battle versus Pamyar. And I'll wrap up with some synergy and some potential traits to put on him. Again, you'll see the active just freezing the count here. It doesn't work on Fate. Whenever Malakuna ults, it doesn't. It's everybody's frozen all the time, even if they have control immunity. And so having energy regen on your Malakuna is really important because then he can use his ult more. And then you can put some team buffs on him, and he's got a ton of survivability as well. So coming from a perspective of like, what traits do I put on him? What traits? I would always go energy regen. You don't really need brutal, honestly, because he's more of utility in this game, I think, instead of DPS. And so having a hulking on him, or maybe a brutal, or a barrier, if he's dying a lot, gives him a little bit more protection. And he teams up well with just about any champion in the whole game. And so I highly recommend Malakuna. Hopefully you'll give him a shot. And thanks for listening to me talk about one of my favorite champions.
Thank you, Noam. That was very appreciative that you highlighted one of the older champs, and one that I actually used a lot of this week in the Sanctum Grove event. Alina, I was just going to ask if Luvvy, if you wanted to put your hand up one more time and bring you back up to the stage for a quick second. I think we're going to wrap up. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming this evening. Again, the Lithas Tea Time is just a chance for us on Wednesdays at Reset to get together to meet some other players in the game. We'll be having different players from around the land of Lithas come up and get to know them, and then talk about the different events and the different champs. So Rom, Non, Luvvy, Elenia, I appreciate you guys, and thank you for coming. And to everybody in the audience, we appreciate you. We appreciate your comments, and we hope to see you next week. If you want to let your guilds know and your servers know that we'll be doing this on Wednesdays at Reset for the next little while, and we can see if we can add some more interesting topics. You can always give us a shout or DM us if there's anything that you'd like to see highlighted on a Wednesday. We're happy to hear you and see what.
I did hear a rumor. Next Wednesday, adjudicator.
Yeah, that's the one that we put in the. I don't know if you heard Rom earlier. We put the silhouette in where you have to guess the adjudicator. It's on the official Discord, and if you guess, there's gems up for grabs. So if anybody hasn't seen that, it's supposed to be like a little preview kind of a game so that people can guess the new adjudicator. Gnome said, I forgot to mention Sprite 4th slot for Mage. Very strong for male Akuna. It gives % max con when CC'd. I guess Void Guardian. I hope it is Necrosa though.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, you guessed the Void Guardian and you hope it's Necrosa. Okay. Luvvy, any final thoughts you'd like to share with everybody this evening?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered quite a bit. I just want to thank you for inviting me up to the stage to speak.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming. It was very nice to actually have people hear your voice and put a little bit of your voice to seeing you playing around in your different guilds and fighting. So if you see her, you'll actually get a chance to maybe fight her at some point as well. And if you do have anybody in your guilds that you might like to have come on and be a special guest, you can go ahead and DM us as well. We'd be happy to get a little list of people from around the land of Lithas that could be guests on the show. So, all right, Rom, do you have anything else?
Nope, just looking forward to next week.
All right.
It's new Guardian Adjudicator, hopefully, for the crowd.
Okay, sounds good. Rom will be streaming that, and Gnome will be looking forward to your Champ of the Week next week. Always keep us on our toes.
I heard you doing the male Luxus.
Yeah, I'll find somebody fun. I'd like to do the new Judicator, but it might not give me enough time to actually learn them. So maybe we'll save
Yeah,
that for a week after or something.
I'm just gonna
sounds
unlock
good.
them in 20 stars and call it a day.
Eleni, do you have any final words for this evening?
Nope. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you. I guess that's a wrap, everybody. Have a great night,
Goodbye.
afternoon, or morning, depending where you're from. Bye, guys.